Alright, so I had a really interesting conversation with this young lady on the MARC train, actually the Amtrak train the other night. And, we were talking and she was saying, I'm a dancer. And I was like, oh, okay, where do you work at? On Baltimore Street. Now, if you ever been on Baltimore Street, and of course Baltimore, you'll see all the strip clubs and the police station like right next to it. I know what those motherfuckers be doing on their lunch breaks. But I was like, do a lot of police come in there? She's like, no, we don't usually sit with them. Because, of course, the upstairs rooms and I guess the VIP and the champagne rooms, that's what they do. Extra stuff for money. I think I've been in one strip club my whole life. It was a hole-in-the-wall place called Macumbo Lounge in Northwest D.C., kind of like the Fort Totten area. And I don't know, I think I was like 20, 21. This is back when I used to be on Hobart in the Northwest. Used to have my bags, get them off me. I was the only girl out there, by the way. So most of the dudes, they respected me and looked out for me, and I was hung out with them, And let's see. So, of course, that was my first time. I wouldn't even let the girl touch my hand. I was like, I don't know where you've been at. But I'm going to say this, and this is what I told her. I said, look, long as you're not doing anything that's going to be degrading or disrespectful to you or doing things that you probably feel like you shouldn't be doing for money, then I guess you got to do what you got to do. Like I was telling her how I'm a housekeeper. I'm an office assistant, do a lot of different things. And it's, to me, I get where she was coming from. Talking about jobs wouldn't give her a chance and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you got to sit back and realize how far can those justifications go. Now, on one hand, I'm not judging her, saying she's a dirty hoe or whatnot. I don't even know her. But I look at it like this. At some point, you got to sit back in your mind and be like, look, I'm letting gyrating on these dirty-ass men, or even if they're clean. You're gyrating your body parts on some man for pleasure. You got to do what you got to do. If they're dumb enough to give you money for that, on one hand, it's like, hey, more power to you. But on the other hand, you got to look at, is that the only way you can make money? No, it's not. And so, I just looked at her and I was just like, talking to her. I didn't treat her any different. She said, people always judge me. They think I'm a hoe and this, that, and the third. And, that's with a lot of stuff. If you're a model or a masseuse, people automatically think you're having sex for money. That's not always true. And it's hard that some people feel like that's their only choice, or they succumb to that. Because, of course, all these nasty men out here are going to try to persuade you. Of course, a lot smaller. But I got a job offer who just right on the spot. And I thought about that. I said, you know what? I had back then, of course, I had my small waist. Still got the big hips and the butt, so I could make a lot of money. I'd be killing it, right? But I know that there's going to be somebody who wants to cop a feel or accidentally rub up against me or say something that I don't think is appropriate, that I don't want to be said to me. And so I avoid jobs like that. But trust me, if I decide to do something like that, I'd make a plethora of money. Because I have a nice personality too, and I'm very down to earth. So sometimes we do have to evaluate the choices. Now, granted, I understand when you're faced with limited options, you may feel like, okay, this is a good deal. And talk about selling drugs. I told you I used to sell weed just back in the day. I used to have a nice operation. Part of it went downhill, though, when I kept smoking more than I was selling. Because at first I was hustling and working. Lost my job. Then had to rely on that. So I was like, this ain't for me. But I used to have people come, and everybody knew I smoked, so it's like delivery service. And then I would have people who boom, my peoples want this, that, give you a good price. And I'm not glorifying that. I'm telling people, when it comes to things like crack and stuff like that, don't push that Scooby-Doo, K2, don't push that shit in our communities. It's already pushed in our communities by the government. Who do you think brings the coke and all that shit over here? They do. Why do you think this big issue with legalizing marijuana is going on? Because they're trying to find a way to tax it. Marijuana is something I can grow in my backyard if I had one. You know, Uncle Sam always wants his cut. Remember that. So they push, you know, look at low-income communities, look store in every corner, convenience store right next to it. And usually there's like a beauty supply shop too, see? And a carry-out. Y'all know I ain't lying. Go to Chicago, go to Brooklyn, go to anywhere, any, you know, inner city, urban place, you're going to see this. And it's done for a reason. Go to some places, like most of the places that I work at, you know, I work for people, Georgetown, Virginia, all these places where people have money, you don't see none of that. You think you see people standing outside smoking K2? Don't think so. You know, not to say it can't happen, but it's because society, to me, segregation, definitely, you know, if you've lived in D.C., you can see it's apparent. The haves and the have-nots. On one side of Pennsylvania Avenue, it's beautiful. You can walk down the street, the circulator comes. On the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue, it's like Potomac Gardens. And I've been to Potomac Gardens a couple times. One time they tried to bust me when I was getting some weed. And also give a shout out to Baltimore City Police. Would y'all leave me the fuck alone? I'ma smoke. It's better that I smoke than not smoke, okay? We'll just leave it at that. And y'all bitches will never be smarter than me. See, I passed my drug test. So, y'all just let me be and I'll let y'all be. Leave me the fuck alone. Stop following me everywhere. Starting to get a little old. Anyways, so yeah, I have a problem with people that, like, if you're pushing crack and all that shit that really hurts people. And I know, yo, that's being hypocritical. You know, what about marijuana? People sell that. We need more people to sell that. You know, but I understand that people are doing what they can to survive. But the reality of it, selling marijuana is not going to be able to pay your bills. You know, you could be pushing pounds and QPs. But even that money, at the end of the day, there's no longevity, no security. It's too much bullshit, you know, that you got to deal with. I can understand why some people would want to sell crack, because you can make some good money, but to deal with crackheads, and then it's like you really are destroying their lives. Like, crack is not natural, you know. Cocaine, it's a little bit different, but, you know, they put shit in there too, I'm surprised. So I'm not going to give cocaine passers, you know, a pass, because if people are abusing it, it's fucking up their lives. But it's like, I kind of understand. Everybody's making money off of everybody, you know. You know somebody that's addicted to crack or cocaine, what are you going to do? Sell them stuff. And I think that that's wrong. Now, if people want to come of their own free will and buy and do whatever they want, okay. But y'all know the Illuminati puts these drugs out here. See, they use cocaine and meth to target the urban and suburban white kids. And they use K2 and crack to target the inner city poor blacks and whites. Heroin, really big in D.C. I mean, not D.C., Baltimore. And crack is really big in D.C. Probably still is, but I'm talking about the 80s and 90s, you know, the crack epidemic. And so you see these. Now, the one thing that is common among all people, black, white, rich, poor, marijuana, because it's natural. I invented it so people could relax, you know, not to be abused. Just like tobacco and caffeine. They are derived naturally, but if you abuse them and add too many additives to them, then it can have harmful effects on your body. So if you're drinking 5 cups of Starbucks, you might need to chill. Get you some green tea. You know, but I just look at these things and it's like, I don't know. I think I'm a pretty easygoing person. I understand a lot of things, especially because I had to go through them, you know. So I'm going to just say, you know, if you're out here trying to be a trap boy or trap girl, reevaluate your plans. There's no long-term benefits in that. You know, too much stress, too much drama. You could be doing something more creative or positive that can benefit you, benefit your community, and do what you gotta do, you know. So, I don't know. I just have these little moments where I think about life, and maybe I need to talk to you people. Get you to listen. I mean, time's gotta end one day. Oh, you never know. But in the meantime, I gotta get me some food to eat, and I'm about to go smoke some tree. So, fuck the police. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna get you bitches one day. And I'm gonna tell you something. The police, oh, everywhere. They follow me everywhere. Y'all gonna be first in line. And all the judges and lawyers that locked me up and all you motherfuckers. I don't care if you a Joe Smo living in the shelter on the street, got a big house, whoever. You did something to my family, I'm coming at you for everything you got. I'm worse than the IRS. You think they snatch my taxes? Wait till I freeze your accounts. Be like, shut it down. Be all over the airwaves. This is Holy Mary, reporting live and direct from Baltimore, Maryland. God is an angry motherfucker. And because she happens to be the devil, you demons are in for it now. She wants all her shit back today. But you know, it never happens. So part of me feels like, is it true? Is it really going to happen? Is this world really going to end? Is it really going to be shut down? It needs to be. That's without a doubt. Who could be pleased with the state of affairs? ISIS, Boko Haram, you know, all this shit. Nobody has a right to murder and steal and do bad things to people. Human trafficking is a big issue. I'm just tired of it all. I'm tired of the day-to-day bullshit, and I'm tired of the stuff that goes on in the world. What can I do, right? Well, we'll see one day. But I know whose ass I can always kick. Kane, Carolyn, Illuminati, all you motherfuckers. You'll never get me to bow down or break. Nope. Ain't happened yet and it never will. Why? Because I'm tough. In my mind and in my heart, I can do anything. And I can overcome. I'm just getting tired of having to deal with this bullshit. So, you know, I'm just going to keep pushing. Didn't get to make any money today. It's always tomorrow. I ain't killing myself out here in the snowstorm. Alright, people. Remember, for those of you that are good, that don't do things to hurt people, and don't disrespect me or my family, I love you. But for you motherfucking demons, you know what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to hack off your stealing hands. I'm going to snatch out your lying tongue. Then, I'm going to take my soul. One hell of a witch. Boy!